Yeah, I'd love to take the crowd through these, and I'll try to move a little bit at pace so we leave a bit of time for the questions at the end. So let's bring up the first one, Andre, which is a product view, you can say. So my first point for 2023 is that we'll see point solutions, that's point security solutions, die off. That means the use of individual products like a standalone antivirus or standalone email security product. Could also be a standalone patching tool. We believe in much bigger degree that going forward, customers will use a unified offering. Could be Heimdal, could also be something else. But we definitely see that from all the customers that I'm sure everybody on this call would agree that none of you have probably had more time on your hands in 2022 than you did in 2021. And hence there's a need for doing something slightly more innovative in terms of creating more time on your hands. Also because there is a scarcity of resource as well, and now also a scarcity of capital. So it's a very interesting pinch on IT for sure. Let's take the next one, Andre, which is that in our view, automation and visibility will increase in importance. That unfolds in two ways. Not only will you try to bring more solutions together, but because of the speed of movement in what you're working against, not just with more employees, less hands to do it, less money to do it as well, you'll need to also automate some of that work and get it offloaded. Again, that could be patching, it could be threat hunting, it could be the ability to get everything into one place. Where today you might need to kind of put on a SIEM or get other tools to do that kind of combination work for you, bringing visibility to the data, but it still takes time. So you need to find routes to reduce the time spent in IT overall. And I definitely see that being a push as well, that the IT managers in the coming year, the CIOs as well for that matter, will try to push to reduce time spent on IT itself. Let's jump to let's jump to the next one. And this is of course a very delicate view to share in a webinar, but I do honestly think that if any of our partners are on this call, I do honestly think that MSPs are going to be a prime target. We already see that a little bit now. So we've seen some of the bigger US MSPs getting hit very hard in the latter parts of the year here. We do expect that to, and I personally expect that to spread across to the mainland Europe as well, where of course our biggest representation is. So this is I wouldn't say a fair warning because that is not, but it's a piece of advice to our MSP partners and resellers that they need to stay very alert and definitely invest into the cybersecurity piece, because there is no doubt that you will be the #1 target. Most of you access an average of 100 to 200 customers. So it's an easy way of gaining access to 200 customers in one attack in one go. Let's take the next one, Andre, which is that attacks or attackers will definitely continue to get more bold. So in line with the point we just called out before, what we see as a trend already, and I think that will just be amplified, is that attackers are looking for bigger payouts. And as they look for bigger payouts and are more targeted, they're willing to go to greater lengths of risk to get to that final objective, which is of course in the end a payout. Triple extortion also, as Andre kind of leaded off the call with, is also a hyping trend. But that also means you can go to lengths in terms of how much you spend per attack. So let me try and give an example, which is we recently saw on a customer, not only the time that had been spent when we kind of investigated the attack was over 3 months to penetrate an infrastructure, but then leading into actually defending against that attack when it started kind of unfolding, then also gets increasingly cumbersome because they'll try to come at you from multiple angles. The logical one again, of course, being the internal IT admin, the IT team, but then all of a sudden also it's the DDoS on the website at the same time. So you just there's much more complexity in the defense that you need to leverage because there's much more complexity in the attacks being deployed. So yeah, money spent on this is definitely increasing, and hence the attitude is also bolder. And then also my view, the final point here is we believe that customers will need to act more radically with new technology to combat the market change, which is that all these points above, that attackers are getting bolder, there's more money being spent on kind of getting entry. And when we say customers, that of course also applies to MSPs and resellers. you need to find a different route as opposed to the one you're taking today, because it's too cumbersome, it takes too long. So you need something that's smarter and a lot faster.